Hi, it's Monday night. Just thought I'd give a quick little recap of what I did over the weekend and what I did today. So Saturday we did 10 until 4:30, so it's instead of finishing at 6. We did a lot of movement. This wasn't planned. Basically, we just found the room that we were in. This like coat hanger that has wheels. So we basically all were spinning on it. Quite dangerous actually. Like a few people did fall over, but it was good, and we kind of made like movement from it, storytelling. That was good. We did some of the little bits, and then that night was the show. I decided not to go just because of how tired I was, and I was a bit like, I don't really want to be tired watching a show. It's just not really fun. So I actually slept for a bit, which was really nice. I had a nap, about a 2-hour nap, and then I woke up, made some food, and then about 9 o'clock me and a few mates went to Spoons. It was really, really good. It was packed. The whole place was just full of National Youth Theatre kids. Literally the top floor was just full of them. There's about 100, 200 people of just us there. And then a bit later we then went to like the club. It wasn't really a club. Had a drink there, and then I decided to leave. But yeah, overall really nice night. Yesterday, so Sunday, just been chilling, honestly. Did my food shop. Just did some cooking here and there. Just really had a chill night. And then today we were in a bit of a further place, so I had to wake up a little bit earlier than usual. And we did, this was the first time that we actually did like not movement stuff. So we had another different kind of workshop with someone else. She's an inclusive kind of, helps a lot of minorities out, and that's kind of her speciality. She goes into schools, things like that, to talk about minorities, to talk about nationalities and just different upbringings, and that's kind of what we did for the whole morning up until lunch. So talking about different social class, talking about this, talking about race, everything, which was nice. And then after that we did script work, which was nice because since being here I haven't actually done any of that. I haven't done any actual like straight accent, I guess. The script work was alright. Like we all got to, he put us into pairs and we all just got to then choose a duologue that we liked. Me and this girl chose like a football one, and then from that, this was a little bit boring just because of East. I've had a lot of time to do scenes and stuff like that, so I kind of know what I'm doing, whereas obviously other people haven't. So he definitely took his time to talk about like Stanislavski and like chunking and sectioning and things like that. And I did learn another kind of thing called eventing from, I don't know what her name is now, but some interesting new techniques. And then tonight they're doing like a open mic, I guess, like if you want to sing, if you want to perform, if you want to do a poem, you can. Again, I'm just having a chill night tonight. I feel tired. Cook some food, but yeah, just a chill day. And then tomorrow we're back at the theatre. We're going to be looking at, he's given us a bit of homework, which I think I mentioned before. So tomorrow we are bringing in another piece of homework. It's not really homework, we honestly didn't have to do a lot, but that's actually another thing. Even though our director hasn't really given us anything, like he just basically said bring a monologue in that you like and bring a piece of writing that you like, but it can't be from a TV or film. So I just brought like a newspaper article. Really easy stuff, like people have just brought like the ending of their favourite book, whereas other teachers are like given full on homework, like you've got to come up with a whole devising piece, you've got to come up with like a monologue, you've then got to, like the other day people had to walk around Northampton to find like a place that they liked. You've got to find a piece of a newspaper article that really connects with you, things like that. I'm like, oh girl, no. That is it. So yeah, see you tomorrow. Hi, so it's Tuesday night. So today we did a workout which has killed my legs. Great. That's gonna hurt tomorrow. We then performed all of our duologues, which we were doing yesterday, which took from like 10:30 until like 4 p.m. It was very long because there's 14 pairs. And we did it once. We said what we liked, we said what they maybe could do, just to see it differently, and then we all did it again. So we did it twice, and that obviously took a long time, but it was fun. And then we had a clowning workshop. So with one of the assistants, he just did the workshop. so our director didn't do it. It was just the assistant. I hated clowning. Not good. But I'm glad we did it. I've always wanted to do clowning, I've never done it. And we spent about an hour on it. I was speaking to a lad in my flat that his class literally spent the whole day on clowning, which would have been brutal. Absolutely brutal. But yeah, today's location was probably the worst one we've been in. It was such a small room. It was so hot in there. The lights were so blinding because of how small it was. It was just so loud in there, and it just wasn't ideal for us. But yeah, tomorrow got really exciting things. This week's been probably this week will probably be the best one. Last week it was very much more playing games, which was just getting a bit boring. I was just like, I didn't pay all this money to play bloody games. Whereas now we're actually doing proper like stuff. So tomorrow we've got a workshop with the other assistant. So like I said, we have 2 assistants, 1 director, and she's going to be doing a writing workshop. And then he said that we've got a Shakespeare workshop in the afternoon, and I believe that's with, I think that's with another director, I think, or it'll be with an assistant from a different class, which will be interesting. It's just the only thing is, like, and me and a few people have mentioned this, so I assume that if you kind of came to National Youth Theatre, people would have a decent amount of experience, because that's just kind of what I assumed, because you have to audition and stuff like that. And some of the things that we've been doing, they're doing it like everyone's a beginner, which obviously some people are. Some people, like for today, I've never done clowning, but then certain things, it's just like I've done this hundreds of times. So it'll be interesting to see what we do for Shakespeare, because for Shakespeare I've spent years on it now, but there again a lot of people haven't, because Shakespeare isn't really taught. So it'll be interesting. They need to accommodate people who actually have done it more and people who haven't, instead of just going, let's start from the beginning, because I don't learn anything then, it's just a waste of time. So that's what I'm going to look out for tomorrow. But yeah, I think we're back at the theatre, but like another room. Where we were today was basically where the theatre is, just like a 30-second walk into a different building. But we're actually at the theatre, but underground. So like, I don't even know. But yeah, see you tomorrow. Hi, it's currently Thursday night, so I believe I didn't recap yesterday, so I'm going to quickly do yesterday and today. So I won't go into too much detail because it's pretty personal, but we had a really big chat about a certain topic, and that's all I'm going to say. And then from that so that was with our normal director, and then we had a different director from one of the other courses. Her name's Sada, I believe. And she was great. She did Shakespeare with us. It was just a lovely afternoon of doing Shakespeare. And I was really keen to actually like get stuck in. So she wanted 2 volunteers to perform the Shakespeare. It was Romeo's speech, when he's talking to the friar, to the man. I'm tired. And I did it, and then she worked with me on it, which was really fun. Fucking exhausting though. And that was it really for yesterday. The Shakespeare was the only good bit of yesterday. It was just, yeah. And then today, which is Thursday, we did, we had a few things going on. So we looked at intimacy, and how intimacy is dealt with on set. Now this is a bit boring, because he really could have gone into detail, like a lot, and really interesting things. Like he could have brought in props, he could have actually shown videos and gone, this is how they would have done that, and this is how they would have got around it. And instead he just kind of went, the 5 C's, context, consent, communication, choreography and closure. And that's all I learned, the 5 C's. And yet it was like an hour chat, and all I learned was the 5 C's. It was just a bit like, why did we just spend an hour on that? You easily could have just spent an hour showing us videos of people who actually can give detailed. It was just a bit unnecessary. It's a bit like, did I really just pay all this money really just to be told that there's 5 C's for bloody, intimacy shit? And that's it. We didn't even do any intimacy. We just had to basically say whether we can I touch your head? And the one would be, you have to say yes. Now, you don't actually touch them, but they have to go yes. So if they go, can I touch your genitals? You have to say yes. And the other one is, you have to say no to everything. And it's to see how the yeses are really clear, and the yeses but they want to be no's, they're really like, yes. And then you can feel it, and the other person can actually sense it. And then we had a different director, I forgot her name, but she did movement and like using different fabrics with us today. So we did walking around the space pretending that our feet were like had paint, so we were trying to make patterns and using different tempos and telling stories, and okay, yeah, it was all right. Then this bit was quite good. She gave us different things. She literally gave us tinfoil, little boxes, bin bags, stuff like that, and we had to tell a story, because just before that we literally had 30 seconds and we had to do kind of like a movement. So mine was, I did that, I stepped forward, and then it looks at me, and then I came back, and that was it. And then you got into a pair, and then you had to, we were in a 3, but in the pairs, you have to tell a story, so you could either do it all at the same time, or, you know, do all your little action at the same time. And some people's actions were, or, it could have been anything. It didn't have to be big. It could have just been simply looking around the room or turning your head, but you had to kind of maybe layer it or just do things like that. And then you did it in a bigger group, and then we still use that but with the props as well. So it was really funny, because like we got the lad to someone in our group to like be a celebrity. Yeah, that bit was fun. And we've been given a little bit of homework for Saturday. It's just a bit, this can be my little recap of the week, because we've technically been here, it was a week yesterday. It feels a lot longer, but we've technically only been here for a week. Actually in the room, actually in the space. I don't know, there's just something about it where it's like they hyped it up so much, which I feel like if they didn't hype it up so much, I wouldn't feel like this. But like from day one, they were like, this is the best experience anyone has ever had. This is literally what they were saying, like everyone who comes here loves it. They come away going, this is the best. And all my mates who had been here was like, it's insane, you'll learn so much. And I'm like, but what actually have I learned? The 5 C's? Could have looked that up on the internet. That would have taken me 30 seconds to remember. It's just a bit like, I need a bit more. And this week has been better. It's just like we're having pointless conversations, and we're having pointless, not even pointless, we're having conversations that, you know, we do need maybe, but they shouldn't be taking the whole day. They shouldn't be taking hours. They should be taking 5-10 minutes and getting to the real stuff. Like working on that scene, the duologue the other day, was really useful. We need to do more of that. I really wish like he talked to us about directing from a director's point of view, and getting us to direct a group, and how producing works, and how important the camera work is and the lighting work is, and really using that. Like we touched a little bit of light and textures today, but if we really like used it, if we actually all went out and brought something that could reflect light or brought light, and we had to tell a story just through that, that would be really interesting. Which is why today was fun, making those little scenes things. But yeah, I don't know how I feel. Yeah, I'm just a little bit like this at the moment. Like the first few days I was there, I was a bit like, this is all pointless. And then now it's like the second week. I know it's only been a week, but like the second bit now. I feel like it's getting better, but it's still missing stuff. I'm still not fully learning. And like compared to East 15 and compared to other, you know, places that I've trained in acting, it's just like they actually are above it, you know what I mean? They taught me a lot more than what I'm currently being taught, they're not teaching me anything new kind of thing. And I don't really feel like I'm being challenged or pushed, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. But we'll see. I am enjoying it, don't get me wrong, and I'm glad I'm doing it. Because any experience you learn from it, whether it's good or bad. And I'm not saying I haven't learned anything, because obviously you learn everything. You learn anything for anything. But I wish I would have been challenged more so far. But yeah, I'm going to leave this here. It's been a little bit long. And hopefully today is a better day. Sorry, tomorrow. God, I'm tired. Tomorrow is a better day. Hi, so it's Friday night. I'm feeling very tired. It's going to be nice to have, the weekend kind of thing. But just to recap today, so we had a different director this morning. So they, Alistair, that was their name. And they did a scene study. So it was from a really cool play. Can't remember what it's called, but the scene was about 8 to 10 pages long. And we didn't get up on his feet or anything like that. We just had a read through, and we really spent a lot of time on just working through it. It was really, really, really fun. It was such an amazing written piece as well. It was beautiful. So that was fun. And then we played a few games and stuff like that with them. And then after that, we had our normal director, and he what did he do again? Oh, we did intimacy stuff, which we did yesterday. In my opinion, it didn't really need to be put over 2 days, but this time we actually got things up on its feet. So the whole point of the thing was to, if something said like these two people now kiss, the whole point was to, they don't kiss, but how can we do that in a way that isn't kissing? So it might be holding the hand, it might be hugging, it might be touching her face, touching her hair, anything, and still giving the same meaning, still giving the same storylines. So that was interesting. And then we finally got round to showing a few people got to show part of the homework that he asked us to do before we came here. It was to bring in a piece of writing that inspired us for whatever reason. I've brought in like a newspaper article. People have brought in like books that they like and stuff, and poems and just pieces of writing. So we went through a few of them, and literally we just said what it is, the meaning of it, and that's about it. And he's going to make notes of it, and we're going to do the rest tomorrow. And I think from that he's going to get some ideas going for the final show, which will be, oh my god, it's a week today. Insane. So a week today I will be done. Crazy. And you down. What else? Tomorrow we're finishing at 3:30 instead of 4:30 because there's a meeting going on. And yeah, hopefully I'll be able to recap tomorrow, but if not, I'll tell you a little bit what we're going to do. We're going to have a workshop with one of our assistants. She's going to do a writing workshop, which will be fun, and then we'll have our normal director take over. I think that's it really. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I hopefully will see you tomorrow, but if not, I will see you Monday.